very important din po to make that point, no? Yung archiving is different from an outright dismissal. Ibig sabihin, yung archiving parang tinabi lang. Even in court naman ho, ganun din yun. Parang hindi yan pinatay, tinabi lang. No? So wala pong pakialam ang House of Representatives sa mga internal affairs ng Senado. Ito po yung prinsipyo ng interparliamentary courtesy. House. So, as we move on from the archiving of the Senate of the impeachment proceedings, so antayin po ng Kongreso, ito pong magiging resulta nito pong motion for reconsideration ng Korte Suprema.
To
ano man ho yung
deliver his opening remarks, sir.
Magandang umaga sa atin pong lahat. Very important po siguro na banggitin muna natin yung pong ilang mga usapin, no, mula po doon sa pag-archive ng impeachment proceedings laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. May mga mabibigat na mga salita, no, na binitawan mula doon. Ang atin pong pagkakaalam, ito po ay dapat pagpapaliwanag ng mga boto kung bakit po kailangang i-archive o bakit hindi dapat i-archive ito pong impeachment proceedings, no, laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Pero malaking bahagi po ng mga talumpati ay tungkol po sa mga pagtingin, kuro-kuro ng ilang mga senador, liderato ng Senado, laban po sa liderato ng House of Representatives. No? So, very important ho na linawin ho natin muli, nabanggit na ito kahapon ng ilan sa ating mga kasamahan sa Kongreso na magkapantay at magkahiwalay yung pong Senado at Kongreso. So, ibig sabihin, wala pong pakialam yung pong Senado sa internal affairs ng House of Representatives in the same manner na wala pong pakialam ang House of Representatives sa mga internal affairs ng Senado. Ito po yung prinsipyo ng interparliamentary courtesy. No? So, malaking pagbasag po yung ilan sa mga talumpati dahil meron na pong mga binabanggit na mga masasakit na mga salita at pagpapangalan. Ibig sabihin, name-calling laban po sa liderato ng House. Pero very important ho na balikan ho natin, ang totoo naman ho, yung impeachment proceedings ay hindi po tungkol sa mga personalidad. Hindi po ito tungkol sa ambisyon ng ilan, kundi ito po ay usapin ng katotohanan, ito po ay usapin ng accountability. Sa usapin po ng paggamit ng confidential funds, usapin po ito na accountability sa usapin po ng pagbabanta laban sa Pangulo ng Pilipinas, sa First Lady, at sa atin po ang House Speaker. No? So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang po ito usapin kung pro-Duterte ka o anti-Duterte ka. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang po ito usapin na kung magpalit ho ng muka, magpalit po ng akusado sa impeachment proceedings ay magbabago po ang magiging paninindigan ng House of Representatives na meron pong sole exclusive power na mag-initiate ng impeachment proceedings. Ibig sabihin, whether si Vice President Sara Duterte po ito, whether kung sino pa humang maging Vice Presidente, Pangulo ng Pilipinas, Supreme Court Justice, kung meron pong paglabag sa usapin po ng paggamit ng pondo ng bayan, pag meron pong paglabag sa usapin po ng paggamit ng confidential funds, kung meron pong Mary Grace Piatos na pumipirma sa mga confidential funds acknowledgement receipts, magpapatuloy po ang mga impeachment proceedings katulad nito. Si Vice President Sara Duterte man po ito o hindi. So, very important ho yung looking forward ng House as we move on from the archiving of the Senate of the impeachment proceedings. So, antayin po ng Kongreso, ito pong magiging resulta nito pong motion for reconsideration ng Korte Suprema. Kung ano man ho yung abutin nito, di saka ho tayo mag-usap muli. Pero I think yung pong Feb 2026 na refiling ng impeachment proceedings on the same articles, on the same reasons, katulad po ng paggamit ng confidential funds at pagbabanta laban sa mga matataas na opisyal ng pamahalaan, yun po ay magpapatuloy. In the event po na magpasya po yung 20th Congress, House of Representatives na mag-refile at daanan po muli yung pong proseso ng impeachment laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte.
Good morning po. Opo, meron kasing mga pananaw na yun daw pong pag-archive ng articles of impeachment mas mainam kesa sa pag-dismiss. Pero meron din pong mga nagsasabi na patay, yung pag-archive is equivalent to pagpatay sa impeachment, sa articles of impeachment. Kayo po, ano po yung pananaw ninyo dito? May legal issues po ba sakaling baligtarin ng Korte Suprema yung desisyon nito?
Alam po ninyo, if you like genuinely fight for truth and accountability, parang you cannot afford to be cynical about proceedings. Di ba? So, we are hopeful and we are thankful that, I mean, it's unfortunate that it got archived, but we're also thankful that they did not dismiss it. Kasi nga, like what they stated, yung archiving is not exactly killing the entire thing. No? So, in the event that the MR is reconsidered, yun ho yung magiging basis for the Senate to unarchive it. Di ba? Instead of outrightly dismissing it. So, ibig sabihin, in every platform, in every proceeding, kung saan ho natin pwedeng i-exact yung accountability and truth on confidential funds in the death threats against high officials, we will go to that game. Di ba? So, ibig sabihin, kung matalo at the MR level, the next step would be obviously yung Feb 2026 na pong refiling ng impeachment case against the Vice President.
Bali, kung halimbawa po, baligtarin ng Korte Suprema yung desisyon nito, are you expecting na yung mga bumoto to archive it should also vote to resurrect the articles of impeachment?
I think so. Kasi ang batayan bakit ho sila nag-archive ay yung kanila pong sinasabi na mahalagang galangin po natin ang Korte Suprema. Mahalaga po na galangin po natin yung pong mga desisyon ng Korte Suprema at iwasan po natin ang pagkakaroon ng constitutional crisis. No? In the event that the Supreme Court actually reconsiders, that is the same logic that will have to apply. Di ba? So, kumbaga, but of course, that is hypothetical and we would like to be able to wait for it. No? Pero, ayun na nga, our expectation would be they would have to reopen the proceedings in the event that the Supreme Court reconsiders.
Kung halimbawa naman po ay maging pinal na ang desisyon ng Korte Suprema na inullify itong articles of impeachment, are you saying with certainty na magkakaroon ng refiling of the articles dito sa lower chamber under the 20th Congress after February 5th?
I think House members would definitely be interested in refiling it, whichever mode it takes, no? Whether through the mode of going into the Committee on Justice, whether to the mode of going into plenary, through an automatic transmittal. Pagka naman ho, sure ka on evidence, sure ka on the justness of it, di ba? It shouldn't stop you from actually refiling it. So, it stopped us today, but you know, there's Feb 2026 anyway. So, I'm quite sure that House members who are interested in exacting accountability will still refile it.
Pero sa pagtingin po ba ninyo, mas parang better, which route is better, the Committee on Justice or given the new requirements given by the Supreme Court, how would you assess alin ng better route po?
I mean, it's at this point, it's a matter of tactics. No, we just have to agree on: is it a just thing to do? And I'm quite certain House members will say today that it is a just thing to do. So I think if it's a tactic of doing it through the Committee on Justice or doing it through the direct transmittal route, and syempre with the new Supreme Court proceeding, syempre may bago pong mga may bagong mga rekisito po na kailangan gawin. I think we will resolve it once we get to that point. No? Pero kung ano man yan, whether through the Committee on Justice or whether through plenary, the most important thing today is, and the most important question to the nation and to Congress is, kailangan bang may managot sa usapin po ng confidential funds? May kailangan po bang managot sa pagbabanta laban sa mga matataas na opisyal ng bansa? Kung ang sagot po doon ay oo, whether it is through the Committee on Justice or whether it is through plenary, gagawin po yung mga rekisitong kailangan pong gawin para po dito.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivian. Let us acknowledge Marian Enriquez from TV5.
Thank you. Chair, sinabi niyo rin po kanina na kung follow-up lang po kay Ate Vivian, kung sure ka on evidence, the justness of it shouldn't stop you from filing it. Kayo po ba, sir, ngayong 20th Congress after February 5, magpa-file po ba kayo or mag-endorse kayo ng impeachment complaint against VP Sara?
I think we might be inclined to support it. Kasi wala naman nagbago. It's just the periods that had changed. So, it's the same evidence that we're talking about, not the period. So, as soon as we reach that point, if it is the House leadership's wisdom that another impeachment complaint should be filed within the new rules and new reality under the Supreme Court decision, if they do not reconsider, I think it is something that we are, in fact, inclined to support.
Sir, sinabi po pala ni retired si Justice Adolf Escuna, no? Sinabi po niya na okay naman daw what the Senate did, yung motion for consideration, while pending, meron yang ang ginawa pa is in-archive. Mas better daw po yung archiving than tabling kasi it can still lead to dismissal when the matter is revived the next day. Archiving makes it safe daw from, dismissal in the meantime. Your thoughts on that, sir?
No, that's what I mentioned earlier na parang it's a bit unfortunate that they archived it, and I'm quite certain that a lot of sectors are basically crying out for justice, no? Pero very important din po to make that point, no? Yung archiving is different from an outright dismissal. Ibig sabihin, yung archiving parang tinabi lang. Even in court naman ho, ganun din yun, parang hindi yan pinatay, tinabi lang, no? So it's a good thing to have. Kasi nga, pag nag-relent or nag-reconsider po yung Korte Suprema, pwede ho nilang buhayin muli. Ito pong impeachment proceedings laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte.
Yung yung unang motion kasi po ni Senator Tito Soto is to table po muna yung pag daw pala tinable lang, pwede siyang buhayin the next day, tapos pwede nilang naman ulit nilang ipagbotohan to dismiss. So parang better daw kung i-archive na lang talaga muna.
Hindi, I don't wanna talk about the tabling anymore kasi parang parliamentary rules lang naman yun eh. And basically talo na yun eh. Pero yung actual status kasi is archiving versus dismissal. No? So, I'd rather have an archive than a dismissal. Kasi yung dismissal, parang kill na yun eh. Yung archive parang diyan ka lang. Mag-antay tayo onte.
Okay ka na, Marian. Okay, Rosalicas from UNTV. Please proceed.
Yes, sir. Nabanggit nyo nga po na possibly sa February 2026, i-refile yung articles of impeachment na naihain na sa Senado. Pero may pinopoint out po kasi si Attorney Ernesto Francisco na petitioner doon po sa landmark case na Francisco versus House of Representatives ruling na meron daw pong nakapaloob doon sa mga articles of impeachment against the Vice President na hindi pasok dahil po during na mayor pa po daw siya ng Davao City, Education Secretary, na dapat daw po, yun pong complaint is kung kailan lang po siya nakaupo as Vice President. So, ano pong masasabi niyo doon?
Hindi ko alam. Parang ngayon ko lang, narinig ko yung sinabi niya, pero I'm sure, hindi naman kulang sa talino po yung mga prosecutors na magbabanggit ng mga bagay na hindi kasama doon sa kanya pong term of office. No? So, ibig sabihin, I think baka nabanggit po yun, incidental lang po towards the facts. No? Pero I'm quite sure the meat of the impeachment complaint are solely based on acts that had been undertaking during her term of office. No? So basically, about the confidential funds, that is squarely within her term of office as Vice President. Hindi ba? Yung pong death threats against the President, the First Lady, and House Speaker Martin Romualdez, that is squarely within the term of office of the Vice President. So, hindi ko masyadong naintindihan yung pong binabanggit po ni Attorney Francisco. I respect him because he's a constitutionalist and he is the name on Francisco versus House of Representatives, which is the case that we are using today. No? Pero he might be a bit wrong on his appreciation of these facts.